and welcome back to Around Our World in 80. We're here. So this week was Cinderella.
Cuscus.
Cinderella, night and day, it's Cinderella. So Cinderella actually had its anniversary this week, February 15th of 1950 was when it was released. And at this point, the Walt Disney production studio was having a really rough point. World War II really hit them hard as far as internationally distributing their movies such as Bambi and Pinocchio and Fantasia. And so the studio was actually $4 million in debt by the time Cinderella came around. And thankfully, Cinderella was a spectacular hit. And they had $8 million in gross rentals from the movie theater companies, and basically turned the company around and also provided the funds for Disneyland. Woohoo! So thank goodness for Cinderella.
So this week was kind of tough because I wasn't getting a whole lot of sleep with work and with her waking up in the mornings, and she was going through a little bit of a growth spurt, or she might start teething here pretty soon. She's kind of showing the initial signs of that. And so I had a few other things go on. It was just kind of a rough week. A little bit.
But we managed.
So, yeah.
And I would say, like, if you're doing a countdown to your Disney vacation, don't feel like you have to do something spectacular every single week. Like, then it just becomes a burden and a stress, and that's not what this is supposed to be.
Unless your pastime is planning things.
Like me. But I still...
twitching my neck.
I was laughing thinking about this week because I ended up doing a lot of sewing and cleaning. And that's what Cinderella does. But Jared arranged a fantastic Valentine's Day dinner at a place called Winewood. And it was really cool because they actually gave out roses
to all the ladies
for Valentine's Day dinner. That was a really, really special touch.
It was an expensive rose.
The food was awesome too. I had crab cakes for the first time and I can't remember. They were fantastic. Gluten-free crab cakes. That's hard to come by. And then this week was actually a big deal at our church. They host the Creative Church Conference every single year. And this week it was 2 nights. And the conference costs money, but they open it up to the public every single night and have childcare. So we were like, we should really, let me rephrase that. I was like, we should really go. And Jared was like, okay. What was your overall impressions of C3?
Oh, the music's always fantastic. They have a huge amount of presence on stage with, as far as people and the instruments. And then the first night was just really an iteration of what they've been talking about over the last few weeks. Mm-hmm. So it was a little different because of the crowd it was being delivered to.
It's geared towards ministry leaders and senior pastors and things like that. People like that.
The second night was a guest speaker, Judah Smith, and it was fantastic.
It was incredible. And it was really nice because after the first C3 night, we had a lot of conversation together about things that we see in the church or would like to see in the church, just on church culture, and maybe just things that we're struggling with in our own faith. And everything that we talked about, Judah Smith addressed on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I would say too, like, Thursday night was really rough for us. We were both really tired. Jared had a 4 a.m. call for work. And it was just like we had just been going and going and going since we left for Florida. And so I was really tempted to just throw in the towel and say, let's just stay in tonight. But it's those times when I know we really need to push through and make it to church. And I'm really glad that we pushed through and made it to church, because it was one of the best sermons I've heard in a really long time.
That's accurate.
And I would say, how is this relating to Cinderella? She had a ball. She went out, she dressed up, and did something fun that night. And that's what we did too. Again, nothing super extravagant.
Although she stayed out past midnight and then rode home in a pumpkin. We got home at like 9 and passed out by 10, so...
to each their own. So yeah, it was a really fun couple of nights. I'm glad that we had Friday and today to just chill. Alright, do you agree with that? This one talks a lot. That's been our week. I'm super excited about next week. And you'll just have to tune in to find out what it is. Adios! Say